Hi guys, my name is Tito. I make videos on personal finance, saving and investing every Wednesday, and sometimes in the comments of my videos and in my DMs on social media, people tell me that my videos can be a bit technical and they're not very friendly to people who know very little about personal finance or investing. And to be honest, they're kind of right. But today I want to remedy that. In this video, I'm going to talk about how you can get started with investing if you are a complete beginner. So no matter how old you are or where you are or how much you know about personal finance and investing, if you want to know the basics or get an introduction to the basics, then this is the video for you. Now, before we dive into it though, please do me a teensy-weensy favor. I really hope you'll do it. Please like this video by clicking on the like button just underneath the video. I would really appreciate it. And if you're into videos like this on personal finance, saving and investing, if you like learning a new thing or learning new things rather about what to do with your money and how to grow your money, then you should subscribe to this channel as well by clicking on the red subscribe button. Now, showing on your screen right now are some of the different things that I'm going to be addressing in this video. Things like what is an investment, what is investing, why should people invest their money, what are some of the different things you can invest your money in, and so on. But let's begin with what is an investment and what is investing. Simply put, an investment is anything that you acquire or buy with the intention or the goal of using it to generate an income, or with the intention of holding on to it for a while to sell it in the future at a higher price and to make a profit in the process. While investing is simply the process of acquiring an investment or buying an investment. For example, this camera that I'm filming this video on is an asset and an investment. It's an asset because I bought it and it belongs to me, and it's an investment because I use it to make videos and take pictures for clients of mine and for myself, and they pay me for those videos and those pictures, and when I use it to make videos like this, I earn an income as well. An investment. Another example of an investment is the house that you live in. If you pay rent where you live, it most likely means that your landlord either bought or built the house that you currently live in with their money, and they now earn an income from it from the rent that you pay. This is an income source to your landlord. And another way that they can make profit from the investment that is the house that you live in is if they chose to sell it in the future. If they did, they'd most likely sell it at a higher price than what they bought it for a while ago. So essentially, an investment is anything that you acquire at one price with the intention of selling it in the future at a higher price. Or it's something that you own that brings you money, kind of like my camera or your landlord and the rent that you pay to your landlord. Why you should invest? You should invest because it's a good way to earn more money or an additional source of income. For example, in 2020, I couldn't do my normal job of event photography and videography because of what the world was going through for most of the year. So I decided that since I have all this video equipment and production gear, I would earn money another way by making YouTube videos like this one. Hence, maximizing a different source of income aside from my normal source. But the main reason why you and everyone else actually should be investing their money is because it helps to protect your money against inflation. Now, what is inflation, I hear you ask? Well, you know how sometimes the prices of goods and services in the market keep on going up over and over? That's inflation. Inflation is the continuous rise in the prices of goods and services in the country or in the economy. It's very annoying, and it means that what your money could buy you once upon a time can't buy you that anymore now. Now you need to add more money to be able to afford it because the price has gone up because of inflation. Now, an inflation rate is the rate by which prices of goods and services in an economy go up. So if the inflation rate this year is 10%, it means that the general prices of goods and services have gone up by 10% from what they were last year. For example, if this drink was 100 naira last year, but between last year and this year, there was an inflation rate of 10%, it would mean that this year, this drink is now 110 naira. Another way to look at it is that inflation has a negative effect or reduces the value of your money. So with the same example, if inflation went up by 10% between last year and this year, it means that this 500 naira note can now do 10% less this year than it could last year. Inflation has made it weaker. It looks the same, has the same attributes, but it can buy fewer things now than it could last year because of inflation. And this is where investing comes in. When you invest your money in good investments, your money goes to work and it grows over time. And in order for your money to beat the effect that inflation will have on it, you'll need to find investments that have returns or an interest rate that's higher than the inflation rate in the economy. For example, in Nigeria currently, the inflation rate is 14.23%. For me to have my money not affected by the inflation rate, I'll need to put it in investments that have an interest rate or a rate of return that's at least 14.23% or more for it to not be affected by the inflation rate in the economy. But luckily, it's very possible to find investments that can give you interest rates of 15% or 20% or 25% or even more, depending on where you look for those investments and depending on how much risk you're willing to take with your investments and with your investing. Because typically, the higher the possibility of profit with an investment, the higher the potential of risk with that investment as well. Now, I have a few videos that actually explain in detail some different kinds of investments and the kind of returns you can get with them. They're a little bit more advanced than this, but you're free to check them out after this video. But I hope you now understand why people invest their money. It's because if they were to leave their money under their bed or in their wardrobe or even in a bank account that doesn't have a good interest rate, that money or their money would actually lose value over time because of inflation in the economy. How to decide what to invest in. So hopefully you now know what investing is and you now know why you should invest. The next thing you'll probably be asking me is, so Tito, what are the different things that I can invest my money in? But before we talk about that and before I list those things out, you should know that whatever you as an individual decide to invest your money in will depend on a few things. And those things are your taste, your attitude to risk, your knowledge about a particular investment, and how much money or capital you have to invest with. Using me investing in my camera, for example, with regards to taste, photography, videography, and media are things that I'm passionate about. So me investing in a camera was something that I naturally had a taste for. Regarding risk, when I was buying my camera, I researched the pros and cons of the particular camera that I bought and the pros and cons of a photography business. So when I put money down to invest in the camera, I was aware of the risks. Regarding knowledge about the investment, like I said, I did my research. I was knowledgeable enough about the photography industry and the business of photography at the time when I invested in my camera, so I knew what I was getting myself into. And then finally, capital. Years ago when I invested in this camera, I had a certain amount of money available and it was enough to acquire this camera which could do what I needed it to do. There were other more sophisticated, more expensive cameras available, in fact better cameras, but I couldn't afford them. With the money I had, this was the camera I could get that could do what I needed it to do. So when you decide to invest your money in something, try and consider A, if it's something that you have a taste for or that you like. B, how much risk you are willing to take with that investment. C, how knowledgeable you are about the details or the environment of that investment. And then D, finally, how much money you are willing to put into that investment. What are some of the different things that you can invest your money in? Now, some common types of investments include stocks, treasury bills, federal government bonds, federal government savings bonds, euro bonds, mutual funds, index funds, real estate, agri-tech investments, cryptocurrency, or even a business, aside, other types of investments. Now, I wanted to explain each of these investments in more detail in this video, but if I did, this video would have been very long, almost an hour long. So instead, there are dedicated videos to each of these investments that I've made. You can find links to them in the description box below. In these videos, I explain each of these investments in more detail and how you can actually invest in them. Like I said, you can find these videos or links to them in the description box below, as well as in a playlist in the card in the corner of the screen. The name of the playlist will probably be called Investments for Beginners. How do I start and how much do I need to invest? After you've decided what you want to invest your money in, you'll need to consider how much you want to use to invest with. You can start small, But whatever you choose to invest in, just know that the app or the platform or the fund manager will let you know what the minimum amount you can invest with is. For example, some investments have a minimum amount of $1 or $10 or $100 or $1,000, or, if you're talking about Naira, maybe 1,000 Naira or 50,000 Naira or 500,000 Naira. It all depends on the nature or the type of investments. So what you could do is that you can Google the particular investment you're interested in your country to see what the details and the requirements are. For example, you can Google Eurobond investments in South Africa, or mutual funds in Ghana, or how to invest in the stock exchange in Kenya. Doing a simple Google search for investment opportunities in your country, region, or your area could really point you in the right direction with regards to different kinds of investments. And be sure to pace yourself by doing your own research and also by asking relevant questions from people like friends and family and investment professionals who can also point you in the right direction and help you differentiate the good investments from the bad ones. When it comes to investing, knowledge and information are very essential to keep you from putting your money in the wrong investments, but to also help you put your money in the right ones. When is the best time to start investing? Because money is one of those things that grows when you invest it, the sooner you start investing, the better. If you start investing when you're young, it means that your money has more time and more years ahead of it to grow and compound. And I talk about this in a bit more detail in the video showing on your screen right now, where I talk about investing in your 20s. Feel free to check that video out after this one. But nonetheless, regardless of how old you are, you really should be investing. First of all, to grow and accumulate wealth, but secondly, to protect your money, like I said earlier, from inflation. Consistent investing is also important because very few investors have really accumulated wealth or grown their money from investing just once. Most people who become wealthy through investing do so because they have cultivated the habit or the culture of regular investing. So if you're not investing but you want to, my advice is that you educate yourself or equip yourself with knowledge and information from reliable sources and you start investing as soon as possible. So there you have it, guys, my beginner's guide to investing. I hope it's been beginner friendly enough for everyone. If there's any beginner level stuff that you feel I didn't treat in this video, please feel free to leave me a question in the comment section down below. I'll try my best to address it either there or in a future video. Also remember that there are other videos linked in the description box below where I talk about the different investments that I mentioned in this video in more detail. Those videos are also beginner friendly as well. Be sure to check them out. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please show me some love by clicking on the like button. I would really appreciate it. And if videos like this are your cup of tea, if they're your jam, then please subscribe to this channel as well by clicking on the red subscribe button. And in that vein, feel free to share this video with anyone who you feel may benefit from this video. There are lots of people out there who want to learn the basics of investing or need a good introduction. I believe this video was a good example of that. So feel free to copy the link of this video and share it with them on WhatsApp or Telegram or however you prefer sharing videos on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Happy investing, and I guess I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.